This is Tales and Whispers, where every story is felt, not just heard.
Welcome to The Explainer, where we break down big stories. And today we're digging into a viral incident that really gets at a fundamental question for our times. How do we actually value people in the digital age? So let's just dive right in. It all starts with what was supposed to be a simple business meeting, But it quickly spiraled into a viral firestorm. We're talking about a hopeful collaboration that ended in public humiliation, and it raises a question that honestly affects all of us. All right, let's set the scene. On one side, we have Carla Marcotte, a TikTok content creator who's trying to build her brand. And on the other, a popular spot in San Francisco's Hayes Valley called Kis Cafe. So Carla, who's working hard to grow her TikTok presence, she reaches out to the cafe. She's thinking maybe a cool collaboration could happen. And a co-owner of the cafe agrees. They invite her to come in for a meeting to talk about the possibilities. Everything seems like it's heading in the right direction, right? So she shows up, totally hopeful, ready to pitch her creative ideas. In her own words, she was so excited to create my best content. You can just feel the optimism. This was a huge opportunity for her, and she was ready to crush it. But what happened next was something she definitely did not see coming. And this is the moment. This is where that friendly chat about a collaboration just completely flips. The whole vibe of the meeting changes the second the other co-owner, Luke Sung, sits down. Think about this disconnect. Carla walks in there expecting a brainstorming session, a creative meeting of the minds. But what she says she got was a public takedown of her social media account. She was hoping to be seen for her work, for her ideas, but instead, she felt like she was being boiled down to a single number, her follower count. According to Carla, Sung literally pulled up her social media profile and started critiquing it right there in front of her. The alleged words were that her follower count was too low and that her audience wasn't the right audience for them. The message was loud and clear: your numbers just aren't big enough. She walked out of there feeling totally humiliated and just devastated. But this story doesn't just end with a bad meeting, not even close. Carla decided to share her experience in a video. And that very personal story, it became a massive public outcry. The internet saw it, and boy, did it respond. And look how fast this all went down. On July 23rd, Carla posts her video. For the next couple of days, it just explodes. The cafe gets absolutely flooded with negative reviews and public criticism online. And by July 27th, that's just 4 days later, the owner is issuing a public apology. It was a full-blown digital firestorm. Now, this online storm had some very serious, very immediate, and very real-world consequences for the business and for Luke Sung himself. It's a powerful lesson in the real-world price you can pay for a digital misstep. So what was the final bill for that one brief interaction? How did a single moment of what was perceived as disrespect just spiral into something so much bigger, with such completely devastating results? Well, the consequences were swift, and they were total. First, Luke Sung put out a public apology admitting his approach was condescending and harmful. Second, he announced he was leaving the business entirely. And finally, Kis Cafe closed its doors for good, eventually reopening as a totally new place called Bosque, just trying to get a fresh start. Okay, let's zoom out a bit, because this story, it really has lessons that go way beyond just creators and cafes. This is about how we treat each other in a world that's obsessed with numbers and metrics. The core idea here is something we can call digital dignity. It's the simple but honestly really powerful idea that every single person deserves respect, period. Whether it's online or offline, it doesn't matter what their follower count is or their status or any other metric. Respect has to be the default setting, not some prize you win for being popular. So if you're a business owner or you're running a brand, the takeaway here is pretty clear. You've got to look at the quality of someone's work, not just their follower count. It's so important to set up clear, polite ground rules for collaboration from the very beginning. And maybe most importantly, you have to remember that every single interaction, big or small, says something about what your brand truly values. And this is a huge reminder for anyone in a leadership position too. When you have to give feedback, you critique the action or the result, never the person. You gotta avoid language that makes someone feel small or dismisses their worth. The whole point should be to build people up, right? To create a place where people feel valued for what they bring to the table, not just for their stats. And finally, for all the creators out there, and really for all of us, The message here is about empowerment. You cannot let a number on a screen define who you are or what you're capable of. Your value is in your work, your ideas, your craft. So keep learning, keep getting better, and make sure you choose to work with people and brands that show you respect from day one. So this whole story leaves us with one final, pretty provocative thought that applies to all of us, way beyond just social media. The next time you find yourself sizing someone up, are you going to look at the whole person, or are you just going to see their numbers? The choice is ours, but as we've seen, the consequences can be absolutely massive.